Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on concentric circles. This is a stock called Square. Ticker symbol is SQ. I remember when this stock came out, I didn't think of it much, but look at it now. So I wanted to show you this technique. What you do, I'm going to show you what it looks like once you add everything in. What you do is you take the range of the swing high, which is at 101.15 and you take the lowest low you could get, which was $8.06. And you put like these concentric circles, measured out, spaced out. These are the settings that I use. I'm going to take a good glance. These are the middle ones, but from here on out, they're breaking out into 125s, 1.5, 1.625, 1.75, 2. You could go on. It's a little limited here on Thinkorswim, but you get the idea. And these circles come out. In Thinkorswim software, it's under Fibonacci arcs, but I don't use the Fibonacci numbers. I just use my own numbers. And this is how it's spread out. And the last one, which I believe is 2, is almost at the all-time high. It's a little bit off. But the important thing here is that, get this thing here, is that these arcs or concentric circles, like I see it, are timing points for big moves, either swing lows, swing tops, or explosive moves out of consolidations. And these are the ones into the future. So I marked them there just to see how XSQ pans out in the future. And then what you do is that high, you put a price line, and where the first original circle starts, you raise it up here and you do an angle. That is your true 45-degree angle. You can see it right there. It says at 40. I mean, it's a little off, 45.35, but it doesn't really matter if you don't get it exactly at 45, but it's there. So this stock is bullish, is on the upper side. It's on the bullish zone. Once it cracks to 45, then it's showing signs of weakness. So I wanted to show you this technique. This is good for long-term forecasting. As you can see, we got this breakout right here when the circle ended. It flushed out a lot of the bulls. And then right here, it just popped and it just continued going. Right here, it just kind of chopped out, found a little low. Not the low here, but within this choppiness, it ended up exploding up. And now we're close to the 200 level right here. Can it continue going higher? Yeah, it can. Never know how high it could go. Unless you do some other mathematical calculations to determine where there's going to be major resistance. But this is not the point. The point is just telling you fluctuation points, vectors, clusters where things could turn. And you can see that there's one coming up next year. So let's go into another stock so I can show you how you do that. And if you have Thinkorswim, this would be great for you to learn how to do it. And you could just save this on a chart. So I'm going to pick NIO because it's a hot stock. The future of electronic battery-powered vehicles, kind of like that. This is what it would actually look like. I don't know if I saved it. Maybe I deleted it. So we start from scratch. So this is the high. This is a high. You may ask why you didn't pick this one, because I want to pick the opening all-time high if we have access to it. Since this is a baby stock, Why not? And you're going to take the all-time low. If you want to back test, yeah, you could do this one, and you could do this one and this one, and see how prices dance within the concentric circle. I don't have no problem with that. More power to you. But if you were to pick, if you had one choice, I would pick with the impulse high when it started trading, and the all-time low since it started trading. So what you do is you get your price level and you tag that right there. That high was 13.80 cents. And the low here, I'm gonna get a little closer because it's kind of tiny, was $1.19. Man, I wish I would have bought that at $1.19. That would have been really good. Looking at it in hindsight. And I got it, on a daily, maxed out. And you can see that it's a baby stock. And I take my Fibonacci arcs, and you might have to customize it. But what you want to do is, in regards to the, because from stock, it's not going to look the way I have mine. You want to get it as close to 1380, and the date was the low on October the 2nd. If you can't get it close, yeah, right there, and then you go down. And you're pretty much connected to the low. And then you get your arrow, double click on it. You want to see that you got 1380 and $1.19. Perfect. As you can see, my settings here, I am going to click on the 2, the 1.5, the 1.25, and just to start out, and maybe I'm going to make this white and make it a little thicker at 3. See what happens. All right. So this is my thicker. And then, this is where I went all the way to the 200% level. You can see that prices has continued going even higher than that. So I double click back on that, and maybe one that I'm not really using. So I could go 2.5, click on that and see what we get. Oh, too far. So maybe 2.25. Perfect. So 2.5 is all the way up there. This is 200. This is 0.25. And if it continues going higher from 2.5, then you go 2.75, and you know the gist. So right here, what you do is, this is as current as we are right now. You put your price level, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but just to have something there. And it didn't kiss it. 29.54. This is 29.40, and it just kind of sold off right now. You go back to your arrow, and then you look what you got. You got from the one here is this point right here. So you got 1.25, 1.50. You can add maybe the 1.75. There's the 2.25, 250s the price hasn't gone up there. So that's pretty good. That's 25, 50, 75. Some of Gann's numbers that he used out of the many numbers that he's used. And that looks pretty good. Hit OK. So we had that. And the next thing you want to do is you want to get your, what they call a time level. And you put a line here. You put a line here. And you put a line there. You get the idea. And the last thing you do is you get your trend line. And you try to get on the second, somewhere close, and you try to intersect that point right there. You can look at the description box, and you can just get it as close as 45, which is the same thing right there. It's 45.04, which intersects right there. So this is your true 45 angle right there. So in Gann's theory, it makes sense, logical sense in geometry and everything. Anything above the 45 is very bullish. Anything below the 45 is showing signs of weakness. So into the future, you can see that these are going to be some hot points coming in December 28th for NEO. And next year, March the 16th, 15th. It's a way out there, but if you're a long-term investor, these are the kind of little things you want to see. If there's a little pullback coming in and we come into March, that might be interesting right there. Also in December, we pulls back in, Christmas rally, whatnot. I don't know how it's going to play out this year, but little things you want to look at like that. And you can see how price action has been maneuvering within these zones. You can see it right here. Last thing you want to do is you want to, especially for Thinkorswim users, save as a new drawing set. So you click there and you call it, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, Concentric circle. Hopefully I spelled that right. Concentric circles. And hit save. And then when you go to your default, what you do is you set it on your default and then you hit clear drawing set. And it's going to ask you yes. And that's it. So every time you see it, all right, cool. So I'm going to check out how the concentric circles look on this thing. Click on it and boom, it pops right up. You can see everything. So you can see right here, using the next, which was what, 1.25? Yep, 1.25 level coming up. Let's take it out so you can kind of see what happens here. Look at that. There was a big explosion and a big gap. So you could have done a triangle there, and it could have been narrowing in for a big explosion. And with this technique, you would have been like, wow, that just exploded up. Boom. And the same thing could happen here, which is what? This is a green. That's the 1.5. Yeah, so that's the next level. And these are key levels. And these also act for levels also too. So you can see right here, if you put a price level right there, it's right now at support. I might as well just go ahead and do that. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just want to show you the technique. You could apply this. You could do this to any trading software that you have, Trading View, so many out there. Just whatever you use, you definitely have these tools. So you have no excuse to do the concentric circle technique. You can see right there. Look at that. It's finding support right there. Hopefully you liked this video. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll keep you posted and on my thoughts and tricks and tips and Gann's theory for you to learn and absorb and apply on your strategies in the instrument you trade, and just backtest and see what you get. I'm sure you're going to get some good stuff, especially if you use Gann stuff. Have a good one and profitable trading, and I'll see you again using Gann's theory.